the guy G Holy repping Gioli.com. And I don't really usually get into the gossip and all this type of stuff, you know what I mean? All the shade room type stuff, but it's too culturally relevant, you feel what I'm saying? And I got too much of a, unique voice to speak on, such topics, So I feel like it's something I got to do. Feel like it's, I'm dedicated to the culture in a way where it's, you can't not, you know what I mean? Some stuff is just like at your front door. You got to, but usually, we keep it to the music. But anyway, Jay Prince, go on Gillie and Wallo podcast, $1 million worth of game. And he had a few things to say to clear up, they roll in Takeoff's unfortunate passing, right? Untimely passing, right? Even though, we on God time, how to go, everything on time, right? But, and he was clearing it up and everything was going good. I mean, we pretty much know that, he was saying homie that was with Takeoff made the first move and then they retaliated, and that dude wasn't mob ties, but the dude that put him down was mob ties. You get what I'm saying? But it was off of their first move. You get what I'm saying? So that's why they feel the way they feel, and they still mess with Takeoff, and they still mess with Quavo, and Quavo's cool with them supposedly. They still family. P from QC talk to them, and everything is all love, according to Jay Prince. The only thing that went left was I'm talking about the end of the interview, all the way at the end. I'm talking about rolling credits. Don't you know how Marvel, they come back and they do something like after the credits? This is post credits. Jay Prince just jump out the window. And to this Offset clown, I hear what you've been talking about, homie. Don't make me feel like I gotta defend myself. I'm hearing things in these streets. I'm out. And I was like, hold on. It just went left, right? It was crazy. So he basically said he's heard that Offset is, talking about bringing the war to his front door. And it's like, yo, if that's what you're thinking about, let me let you know now. I'm fully capable. Which is cool. That's like regular grown man stuff to say to somebody. But it's very, very... it's not in the greatest of lights to do that right now on that platform. It's not in the greatest of, if your whole thing is you concerned about your image, right? Because it has to be that. It has to be you're concerned about your image because you went on a podcast to talk about it. If you wanted to clear it up in the streets, you tied in the streets enough, you're Jay Prince. Houston, Atlanta, that's easy. If you just wanted to clear your name in the streets, that could have been done outside of Gillie and Wallo's podcast. But you wanted to clear your name in the public eye for the commoners, the people who go to work every day that just listen in on this stuff. You know what I mean? Not people that got their foot on the ground in Atlanta and Houston. So what was confusing about that is if you want to gain public favor, why then threaten the victim's family? Why say we love the victim's family? Shout out to the victim's mom. Shout out to, the victim's label. And then turn around and threaten the victim's cousin. It just doesn't look good. No matter where it came from, what you heard. If your whole goal was to clear your name up publicly, you just took 4 steps back right there. And I think, and this is my honest opinion, and I don't have no issues with Jay Prince. Jay Prince is actually do business with a friend of mine. Jay Prince offered me and my homies, basically a blank check to get our stuff off the ground, through my homie when he started messing with him. I met Jay Prince. He's a cool guy. Look, I'm talking about he like 5'1". He's the only dude I seen with 8 bodyguards. I only seen 2 dudes with 8 bodyguards. When I saw Puff, I handed Puff my demo a long time ago when handing people demos was a thing. And he had 8 bodyguards with him. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. If you got a lot of bodyguards, I just count. I don't know. We might have to take y'all down. I don't know. I just need to know the number. And Jay Prince had 8 bodyguards in a fight in New York City. You know what I mean? My man was fighting. And yeah. So he's a cool, he ain't never been nothing but cool to me. So I don't have no reason to diss him or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Got a lot of love and respect for him. You know what I mean? But, you know, I call spade a spade. I think it was a bad move. And I think the OG been playing chess backwards for a while now. You know what I mean? Like, I think he kind of tarnishing his image with all these things that look like antics. You know, like, I think the OG done really kind of lost his way. I think he playing for the internet. I think he's really genuinely can't discern the internet from the streets. Because look, one thing I know about street dudes that make it to the top of street dudism, right, is they really politicians. You get what I'm saying? You don't get to the top of the streets by being a savage. It's not how it works. You got to be a strategist. You got to be a thinking man. You know what I mean? A kingpin is a thinking man. A soldier is a savage. You get what I'm saying? Not that a general don't have it in them, because they rose from the ranks as a soldier. But that ain't the game they playing no more. They playing the long game. They moving to pieces. So I know Jay Prince is a very strategic guy. I just think he's got the streets and the internet blurred at this point. I kind of saw it a little bit when he was going around on his Respect book tour. He had a book called Respect. And he was like, just keep making the same points and saying certain things and just putting an image in your mind of who he is. And that's when I realized I think he want to like come back for this generation. You know what I mean? I could be totally wrong, totally off the mark, but I think he want to like keep that boogeyman persona that he got. You know what I mean? And he want to keep it for this generation. Like the whole thing with NBA Youngboy. So somebody stole NBA Youngboy's car keys and somehow it ended up in your hand. And instead of hitting Youngboy on the line, just getting in touch with him, finding a way to get in touch with him, Jay Prince goes online and says, NBA Youngboy, what's up? Just want to let you know, got those keys. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, he talk like that in real life. That's just like, it's fire though. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Mob ties is perfect for him. He talk like a mob boss, like 24/7. It's really the way he talk. Like how Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, all these dudes, like they funny and don't even know it. It's really him. And I think he, like, look, this is what I'm saying. Being a politician or being a strategist in the streets, you got to plant certain seeds, certain ways. Your image got to be bigger than what's actually going on. You get what I'm saying? And I think he took that approach to the internet too. But it kind of got his street persona looking crazy because now we kind of see the tactics. You get what I'm saying? And for Gillie and Wallo, was it a great move? I think, and Gillie is another one who I love and respect. Y'all know I done said this 2-3 times. Gillie is one of the people who I patterned my style after as a young man. You know what I mean? He's hosted parties for me, did my intro for me, played me his album before it came out. He been in the projects, you know what I'm saying? Like, all type of cool stuff. Cool dude. Was it a good move for them? Yes and no. It was a great move because when the culture, listen, when the culture speak, you got to let it be. Like, I don't like when people blackball people from speaking that we know have a side of the story that's needed to be said, but they want to play politics. No, let us get the story. Gillie and Wallo from that aspect didn't do nothing wrong. Jay Prince is the other side of the story. He want to come tell his story. He's also Jay Prince. You're not really even supposed to say no to Jay Prince. Not even on some you scared of him, but like, he's a godfather of down south rap music, period. It's like saying no to Russell Simmons. You get what I'm saying? Russell Simmons not a tough guy. It's just he demand a lot of respect for what he put in. So it's hard to say no to Jay Prince. And he has a valid reason for, and, you know, he told Gillie that they talked to QC. So it's like, all right, it's all good. So from that aspect, Gillie and Wallo was totally in the right. I like that for the culture. I like when something happens, people let people get down to the nitty gritty and clear their name and don't play this side versus that side. I like that. So shout out to Gillie and Wallo for that. The interview itself, though, was just awkward. I don't know. It's like, it's kind of like you could tell, like, they didn't even want to, like, do it or kind of be there. Like, they was kind of like, like, when, I'm keeping that in, too. Like, when Jay Prince saying, yo, Gillie, read the paperwork. He kind of trying to, like, play the street aspect with them. Like, I know y'all street like we street. You know what I mean? This dude is snitching. We know you gonna read the paperwork. I'm gonna leave this with you. You know what I mean? We know you get down like that. Actually, they don't. Gillie and Wallo is politicians. You know what I mean? Gillie and Wallo, they sat there and Yo Gotti said, if you name the hottest rapper in Philly right now, I'll sign him. And they didn't say nobody because they didn't want to offend nobody. They're not them guys. They're not DJ Academics. They're not about to just spit the real all day, every day. You get what I'm saying? It's not, they don't have that kind of podcast. So for him to push the envelope like that, he know that they not that kind of podcast, but he know they claim to be them kind of people. So he kind of pushing it, his agenda a little bit through them. Kind of like Kanye on Drink Champs. You get what I'm saying? Kanye let no Nori gonna let him come say whatever, so he come say whatever. And the same thing with Jay Prince and Gillie and Wallo. He go like, y'all supposed to be the streets. This was happening on the streets. We got to do it like this. So from that aspect, they looked uncomfortable. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes your guests can make you feel uncomfortable, man. I mean, look at Gucci Mane on Breakfast Club. I mean, it's normal when you got a spooky guest to be a little spooked. You know what I mean? It's totally normal. But all in all, though people may think it's like a black eye, I feel like it's a necessary evil. Sometimes you just got to be like, for the culture, this got to happen. And that was a cultural moment and it had to happen. And I think in hindsight, we'll look at it like that. I don't think we'll look at Gillie and Wallo like they bad people for doing an interview with a legend who has a side of the story to something that's totally relevant. That sounds ridiculous. You want Gillie and Wallo to say no to Jay Prince. That sounds ridiculous, honestly. You know, especially in a situation like this. So, yeah, man, that was the whole spill on that. I think, like I said, I think the OG need to just go back in the shadows a little bit, you know what I mean, and just keep it G. Just keep it G all the way through and through. That's what we hear about Jay Prince, keeping it G. So I think he need to, you know what I mean, fall back, let his sons do that kind of stuff. And Gillie and Wallo, come on, they didn't do nothing wrong. They just got to keep, you know what I mean, just keep it real like they've been doing, whatever. It's the guy G Holy, repping gholy.com. I wanna say, long live Takeoff. Oh, Offset too. Let me address this real fast. Offset 100% ain't do nothing wrong. Offset in his response is totally in bounds. 100%. Don't listen. You speaking on a man's family that you say you got love for in a way where it's threatening. And that man hasn't even spoken on his own family publicly. If you want to ask, if you asking me what's going to happen from that, I think Jay Prince is going to apologize. I think Jay Prince is going to sincerely apologize for threatening Offset on air about his family that he's still grieving about. If I know anything about Jay Prince in the way his integrity is set up, the way he moved morally, if I know anything about Jay Prince, he's going to at least semi-apologize for threatening a man's life over his family that lost his life. That don't sound, that for everything I hear about Jay Prince, from the publicly to people to who I know that knows him, that don't sound like the OG. So I'm pretty much putting my money on he's gonna apologize for that at some point. So shout out to Offset, man. Keep grieving in silence and however y'all doing it, man. It's the guy G Holy, repping Gholy.com. We out here.